Eileen Gu fires back at Olympic reporter over ridiculous perspective after silver medal finishes. The question had just ended and Eileen Gu immediately began laughing. Gu's attempt to replicate her 2022 Olympic success, 2 golds and 1 silver, has fallen a bit short in Italy for the 2026 Games, with 2 silver medals, including in the big air competition she won 4 years ago. When a reporter asked whether she viewed her showing as 2 silvers won or 2 gold medals lost, Gu, the American-born Team China star, could not believe the notion being presented. "I'm the most decorated female free skier in history, I think that's an answer in and of itself," Gu said after a hearty chuckle. "How do I say this? Winning a medal at the Olympics is a life-changing experience for every athlete. Doing it 5 times is exponentially harder because every medal is equally hard for me, but everybody else's expectations rise, right? The 2 medals lost situation, to be quite frank with you, I think is kind of a ridiculous perspective to take. I'm showcasing my best skiing, I'm doing things that quite literally have never been done before, so I think that is more than good enough, but thank you." Gu entered the 2026 Olympics with plenty of hype after winning gold in big air and halfpipe in 2022, plus finishing second in slopestyle. She also has attracted attention for her decision to compete for China rather than the US, plus the $23 million she has made from endorsements, which makes her among the highest-paid female athletes in the world. Gu, 22, has modeled for Tiffany & Company and Louis Vuitton, and also has endorsement deals with Porsche and Red Bull, among others, according to Forbes. Her 2026 Olympics began with another silver in the slopestyle, but the true disappointment came in the big air when she could not defend her crown, instead finishing behind Canada's Megan Oldham. Even in defeat, though, Gu made history since she now has 5 Olympic medals. 5-time Olympic medalist kind of has a nice ring to it, Gu said, per ESPN. Gu has a chance to add 1 more medal to her resume since she also competes in the halfpipe event, with qualifying runs set for Thursday and the finals heats this Saturday. She previously criticized tournament organizers for how they set up training sessions while she juggles training for all 3 events. "I think the Olympics should epitomize aspiration, and I think being able to do something that's beyond the ordinary should be celebrated instead of punished," she told reporters last weekend. "Competing in 3 events is a source of pride for the Stanford product. I'm proud to be the only freestyle skier competing in 3 events," she told reporters. "I'm here to give my best. We'll see what happens." When the final score flashed across the screen and Eileen Gu stood on the Olympic podium with another silver medal draped around her neck, the world saw what it always sees: numbers. Second place. Runner-up. Not quite gold. But what the world didn't immediately see was the storm of expectations swirling around her, nor the quiet fire burning in her response when a reporter framed her achievement as something less than extraordinary. After securing silver medal finishes, Gu fired back at what she called a ridiculous perspective. And in that moment, the story became bigger than medals. It became about pressure, identity, excellence, and the power to define success on your own terms. The weight of gold. Eileen Gu is no stranger to gold. A freestyle skiing prodigy, she has dazzled judges and fans with gravity-defying tricks, fluid landings, and a confidence that seems to float alongside her in midair. She's been hailed as a once-in-a-generation athlete, part superstar, part symbol, part cultural bridge. When you win gold early and often, the world quietly rewrites its standards for you. Gold becomes the baseline. Anything else becomes a question. So when Gu earned silver, still one of the most prestigious accomplishments in sport, a reporter reportedly suggested that her results signaled something less than dominance. The framing implied disappointment. A fall from expectation. A story of almost. For most athletes, silver is a dream. For Gu, it was scrutinized. And that's where she pushed back. Ridiculous perspective. Calling out the narrative as a ridiculous perspective wasn't just a clapback. It was a statement. A boundary. A refusal to let someone else define her journey. What makes the perspective ridiculous? Perhaps it's the idea that anything short of gold is failure. Or that excellence must be uninterrupted to be valid. Or that a young woman standing on an Olympic podium owes the world perfection. In elite sport, margins are razor thin. A split second, a slight shift in wind, a minor adjustment in landing, these are the invisible factors that separate gold from silver. But commentators often treat medals like personality traits rather than outcomes of variables beyond human control. By pushing back, Gu did something powerful. She reframed the narrative from deficit to achievement. Silver is not a loss. It is proof that you are one of the 2 best in the world on that day, in that arena, under that pressure. And that's no small thing. The pressure of being Eileen Gu. Eileen Gu carries more than skis onto the snow. She carries expectation from multiple worlds. Born in the United States and competing for China, she stands at the intersection of cultures, conversations, and controversies. Every move she makes is amplified, not just as an athlete, but as a public figure navigating identity on a global stage. For some, she is an inspiration. For others, a lightning rod. For many, a symbol of something bigger than sport. That kind of spotlight doesn't dim when the competition ends. It intensifies. Every performance becomes a referendum. Every medal becomes a headline. So when a reporter narrows her Olympic performance to a comparison with gold, it overlooks the magnitude of what she is already carrying. Her response wasn't defensive. It was clarifying. It said, "You're missing the point." Redefining success. In modern sports culture, dominance is fetishized. We celebrate dynasties. We build narratives around invincibility. We crave the myth of the untouchable champion. But the Olympics aren't scripted. They are chaotic, emotional, and beautifully unpredictable. The best athletes in the world gather at peak condition, and the difference between first and second can be almost invisible. Gu's silver medals reflect consistency at the highest level. They reflect resilience under pressure. They reflect the ability to deliver when millions are watching. If success is measured only in gold, we ignore the human dimension of sport, the courage it takes to compete, the vulnerability of risk, the artistry of execution. When Gu called the framing ridiculous, she was defending a broader definition of success. One that values performance, growth, and experience, not just podium hierarchy. The double standard. There is also an unspoken layer to the criticism. Female athletes often face a different tone of scrutiny. Their performances are analyzed not only technically, but emotionally. Are they happy enough? Grateful enough? Disappointed enough? Dominant enough? A male athlete with multiple Olympic medals is frequently celebrated for consistency. A female athlete with the same resume may,